So today we will talk about a very popular Bible verse that many people may know. Most people will know it. Um, Even if you're not a scholar, even if you don't go to church often, even if you hadn't been to church in a long time. But most people, at some point in your life, you have heard of John 3:16, and it reads, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life." And that's John 3:16. So I just want to talk about this verse for a moment. There are some key words in here that are very important for us to remember in this day and time. So it says, "For God so loved the world." So that means that he had a great love for the world, that he gave his only begotten Son. So he gave the world that he loved so much something that was one of one, something that was one of a kind, that had never been made before, that was not to be made again. It was the only thing that was like it. It was the only person that was like it. And he gave that away to that which he loved so much. Now, do you think that he loved his only begotten Son as well? I would think so. And it continues to read that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. So one thing I want to talk about is whosoever believeth in him. So that's very important that this verse tells us that believing in him activates something. It activates everlasting life. So your belief activates everlasting life. Not just believing in anything, but believing in God, believing in his only begotten Son. That is the activator for your everlasting life. So we know perish is to basically to die, to kill it away. Everlasting life means that it will live on forever. So if all you had to do was believe in God and believe that he gave his only begotten Son, if all you had to do was believe it, can you fake belief? No, you can't fake it, because belief is not an act. Belief is it's a way of life. It's a it's a knowing in your inner man. It's a knowing in the inside that shows, that expresses itself on the outside. But you can't fake it. You can't fake it to God. You may can fake it somewhat to the average person, to the average onlooker, maybe, if you're good, but that seems like a lot of work. So why not work on your belief versus working to put on a belief? So if belief is the activator for everlasting life, then would that make unbelief the activator for a life of peril, to a life that is perishing? So God He gave away something that was one of one, something that He made with His hand for the need of the world. He loved the world so much, and He knew that if the world did not have the salvation that His one of one only begotten Son could give the world that He loves so much, that the world would truly perish because the world did not believe. The world needed salvation. So the only way that the world could have everlasting life, life that will continue to live on and on and on from generation to generation, from century to century, is if He gave the world that He loved so much, something that He loved so much. He gave love to love. So can you think about what what have you ever given away something for the greater good? Something that you love so much, something that cannot be replaced, something that you worked so hard to get, and just when you was getting used to it, now you have to give it up for the greater good. If you don't give that thing up, something else that you cherish in your life just may perish. Have you ever been faced at the fork of the road where you either have to give it up or you choose the path of the familiar? You choose the path, you take the red pill or the blue pill. You take the truth, an uncomfortable truth versus a comfortable lie. You take what the world knows versus what God is telling you. You take the path that is worn or you take the path that is least traveled. Have you ever been faced at the fork of the road? Which way will you go? Which which path will lead you to your salvation? When faced with a path that will either lead you to perish or to everlasting life, which will you choose?